Hey everyone, Goti from Cyber73 here. A new Infinity Kingdom patch just dropped, so let's take a quick look at what's changing and what it might actually mean for players. First up is Rune Factory. They've added red tier immortals and exclusive artifacts into the reward pool. And the important word there is pool. That usually means these rewards are mixed into the random drops instead of being something you can directly choose. So the rewards themselves are technically better, but it also means you might still end up getting things you don't really want. For newer players, that's probably still a nice boost, cause the overall quality of rewards is going up. But if you're chasing something specific, randomness can still feel a bit rough. So I'm curious about this one already. Do you like seeing high value rewards added even if they're random? Or would you rather have fewer rewards but more control over what you get? Next is the Atalanta rework, which is probably the most interesting part of this patch. Her new skill Focus Sniper fires a strong hit at a random enemy, and then for the next 10 seconds her normal attacks have a chance to pierce through that target and hit the nearest enemy behind them. Right now Atalanta isn't exactly a must-build immortal. Her current kit just doesn't give players much reason to use her. This change looks like it's trying to give her a clearer role as a single target damage dealer, with some extra value when enemies line up behind each other. That doesn't automatically make her a top PvP immortal, but at least now she has a proper direction instead of just being forgettable. So what do you think about that one? Does this rework actually give Atalanta a real job? Or is she still going to sit on the bench for most players? Next up are the Dragon talent adjustments, and this is where a lot of the patch sits. Most of these changes are number buffs. Some talents heal more, some deal more true damage, and a few effects were adjusted so they scale better during fights. But the thing to keep in mind is that not every buff changes how people play. Some of these improvements are in talent options that many players don't usually pick anyway. That means a lot of these changes might look bigger on paper than they feel in actual battles. That said, there are still a few interesting ones. Holy Dragon probably benefits the most here. One of its talents now gives much higher attack and defense scaling based on troop losses, which could make it feel stronger as fights go on. Water Dragon also got a couple of notable changes. Its recovery effects were strengthened, and Ice Breath now has a higher chance to freeze enemies. Earth Dragon saw some big number increases as well, especially on additional true damage and the Sandstorm Breath effects. The other dragons also received boosts to true damage or scaling in certain talents, but overall this section feels more like balanced tuning than a massive shift in the dragon meta. So the real question here is simple. Are these dragon buffs actually going to change how people build their dragons, or are they mostly small improvements you won't really notice in battle? There are also a few smaller system changes worth mentioning. Specialization levels will now stay hidden until you actually need the conditions to unlock them, which just keeps the interface a bit cleaner. Returning player events can now only trigger once per character. The Legion of Frostborn map also received updates. Federation markers were added, Alliance Thermal Towers now show server identifiers, and Alliance leaders participating in federations will automatically join Federation chat groups. And city declarations of war now have a 10-minute time limit. All that means is if attacks don't begin within that window, the declaration is cleared. Finally, after server merges, Alliance levels and Alliance technology will now remain unchanged, which is a really nice quality of life improvement for alliances dealing with merges. So overall, this patch feels more like a balance and quality of life update rather than a major shakeup. But I want to hear what you think. Which change matters the most to you? The Atalanta rework, the dragon buffs, or the Rune Factory rewards? Let me know what you think about the patch. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.